Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is June 25th, Thursday, 6:01 p.m. If you're scrolling through the Facebook world, make sure you say hi, comment. If you don't comment, I don't know that you're here, so I can't comment and say hi back. If you're watching the replay, just type in replay in the comments and at least I'll know that you stopped by and watched. If you ever have any questions, again, put it in the comments and I look at those and I will answer you. I know I am going live at a weird time this week and I'm so sorry. My son, who is stationed at Fort Hood, is coming in tomorrow and he's going to spend the next 2 weeks with us. He's got his vacation before they leave and go overseas. So, I wanted to not skip a weekend going live because next weekend is going to be the holiday, so I would be skipping that one anyway. So I didn't want 2 weekends back to back to go without a live. Hopefully that made sense. Tonight we're going to be making this triple point card. I saw this card on Patty Dolan, www.pspapercrafts.com's website. That is what I love about Stampin' Up. There is so many of us Stampin' Up demonstrators who share ideas on the Facebook, the message boards, and it's just a great resource so that you can show that to others. I love social media for that reason. There's just so many gifted and wonderful ladies out there and men who share their talents, and I appreciate that. So, Patty, thank you so much for showing this card. I've never seen it before. It may have been around forever, I don't know, but I was inspired by a couple of your cards that you made a few weeks ago. So, this is going to be my version, my twist on it. Before I get too far into this, I guess I should make sure that I'm on the right page and that you guys can hear me. You know, all the good technology stuff, because I'm just kind of forgetting about that. So let me get over here. Let me make sure I'm live. Yes, okay, there I am. Let me make that big and hit live chat so when you're popping on, I can see all of your comments. Make sure I'm live. And you can hear me? Yes. Okay, there I am. Okay, I only need one of me. Okay. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we get too far into this. That way, whoever is trying to find me in the Facebook world has a few minutes to do that. Stampin' Up! Offers 3 levels of creativity. We do have something for everyone. We have our level 1 with our step-by-step instruction kits. They come out with 2 every month. They're in the brown box and can be found at stampinup.com. Now, we do have these in our catalog to show off, but because they come out with 2 of these every month, they are constantly revolving in and out. So the best place to find them is online. The 2 that they came out with for the month of June was Shaded Petals Kit and Wishes of Gratitude Kit. Both of those are very beautiful. I love the watercolor look. I love floral. So now we also have our monthly subscription kit called Paper Pumpkin. We do get sneak peeks of what's in each kit before we order it, and I try to share those with you. Now, you don't have to get every month. You can start it and stop it. So, for instance, I'm not sure if I'm going to get this one right here, Hooray for Birthday. This is the one that you need to subscribe before July 10th to get. Again, it is floral. It's for birthday wishes. And I am so far behind I kind of feel like I need to suspend this one so that I can catch up. We just got the June one called Bikes and Blooms, and I need to play with that one still. And I just did May's last week, so I'm kind of in catch-up mode. And with my son coming here for the next couple weeks, I don't think I'm going to be in my craft room too much. So I'll still check emails and messages, so I'll still be here, but I won't be in my room crafting like I normally am. The next one, though, for August is called Kindred Greetings. I am in love with this one. I love this laser die cut. I love the watercolor ombre look. I love this sentiment, sending my whole heart at a time when words fall short. I think that is a beautiful saying. Then the one for September, I don't think could get any prettier. It's called Aspens of Gratitude, and the watercolor fall colored trees are beautiful. So there is, of course, a add-on die set that you can get. It's item 168664. It's $13. The one that goes with July is the flowers, and the one that goes with August is the circle die, and the one that goes with September is this beautiful leaf die. So again, if you want to keep the crafting going and make more cards, get that add-on die. So those are the sneak peeks for the next few months of Paper Pumpkin. That's again the monthly subscription kit. And then we also have scrapbooking kits. So they're called scrapbook workshops, and everything comes in here that you need to make 3 2-page layouts, so a total of 6 pages. This is an old birthday one, but make sure that you're checking out our kits. I love our kits. I can't say enough good things about our kits. The next level is our level 2, which is our quick and easy, our mix and match options. There is a small section in the catalog, and if you go to stampinup.com, in the search bar, if you type in mix and match, the mix and match products will come up. A lot of this is ephemera packs, which are just laser pre-die cuts that you can use along with some patterned paper and maybe an embellishment, maybe a ribbon. It's got some sentiment stamps, but they are all coordinated to mix and match to where you can make beautiful and lovely cards without all the thinking. It's also great if you don't want to have a lot of card supplies on hand. So, and then there's level 3, creativity your own way, kind of the advanced level, if you will, for people who've been paper crafting for a long time and can just pull this stamp set they love and maybe this pattern paper. And again, Stampin' Up! Still makes it very easy because we can, I'm going to try to move me, I'm a little cockeyed, I noticed. They try to make everything very easy and coordinate so that nobody gets frustrated and things just play so nicely together. Okay, so those are our 3 levels of creativity. Now, we do offer more than just crafting, card making, scrapbooking supplies. We also offer classes, virtual classes. Sometimes we have album retreats, sometimes we have card retreats, sometimes we have craft classes. And again, you can find all of those online at stampinup.com. They're just go to the shop button and they're in with all of our crafting supplies. So they're in with our paper or in our ribbon and our inks and it's just like a product that you are buying. We are going to have one that's going to be announced July 1st, which is just next Wednesday. It's a Christmas one. It does the poinsettia, which again, July 1st, I'm going to make the camera bounce, sorry. July 1st, the July online exclusives come out, and there is some air quote Christmas in July products. So if you're looking to start your Christmas crafting early, don't miss out on that. And I will be announcing that class after July 1st. So if you are shopping with us and you're spending over $75, make sure you're checking out the product of the month. Stampin' Up! Comes out with something every month. It might be a paper, it might be a die, it might be a stamp set. They've done one of each so far. And you can pick up this certain item for $5 with a $75 order or more. So if you're already turning in that order, you might as well add this to your order to benefit the savings. They are, like I said, stamps and paper, and some of our papers are $18. Some of our stamps are $20. So it's a $15 savings. Don't be missing out on that. Also, if you are frequently turning in orders, I would say once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months. If you are continually going to turn in orders, you know that you're going to be buying Stampin' Up! Product, please sign up to become a rewards member. You save 10% once you spend over $20, and you can use that savings of $2 or whatever it is, whatever that 10% may be, on your future order. So say I turned in a $75 order, okay, that's $7.50 that I'm going to be saving next month. So savings upon savings upon savings, and please use them. Just showing you what the product of the month was for this month. I hear this has already sold out. So, but if you still turn in a $75 order or more this month, you can get any of our past products of the months that are still available. So, all right. Now, of course, we have our Stampin' Up! Catalog that you can order from. But again, I'm going to repeat myself. If you're going to stampinup.com, you're going to see everything that we have to offer. You're not going to miss out on anything. You're going to see our online exclusives. You're going to see our last chance products, which are the discounted products, the clearance rack, as so to speak. You're going to see our kits. So again, the best place to shop, www.stampinup.com. If you need help finding anything, please reach out to me, let me know. I can't show you the inside of that July online exclusives, but I can show you a few things that are going to be in there. This is, again, like I said, they've got a few sets called, I don't know what the names of them are yet, but it's for Christmas in July. Here's one of them. Has a quilted fabric stitched look. The other one is, like I said, poinsettias. We've also been able to share this, which is kind of Halloween. So this is going to have now we will also come out with what I'm going to call mini holiday catalog. It comes out in October. October, November, and December. No, it'll be September. I take that back. It's for 4 months. So September, October, November, and December. So that will be coming out, in a couple months. And it will have some more holiday stuff in it. But right now, the July online exclusives will also have some holiday stuff in there. It'll have Halloween, it'll have fall, it'll have Christmas. So if you're looking to start your Christmas early, check out the July online exclusives July 1st. They will be available online to look at. And again, the last chance, the discounted products, don't be missing out. The last thing that I want to talk about is my monthly craft class. If you are here local and you would like to attend a class, I would love to have you. Still have a couple of openings left for the month of July. This card class will be July 25th. Again, I'm having to do it a little bit later this month. I don't normally do it at the end of the month. I usually do it towards more of the middle of the month. But with my son being here for a couple weeks and us having a couple of birthday parties and 4th of July, this is just when I could do it. So July 25th from 1 to 4. I will have to know if you want to come by June 30th. That is when I'm going to put my cutoff on there. So the 3 cards that we're going to be making is going to be using the same pack of paper that we're playing with tonight, the Velvet Meadow paper, and the All Aflutter bundle. These are the butterflies. This bundle has a stamp and a punch, and I think it coordinates perfectly with this paper, this floral paper. This paper again is called Velvet Meadow, and I'll show it off to you here in just a second because we're going to be using it tonight. Here's the first card, just your normal card. So there's one. Here is kind of a fun fold. So this one opens up, and then this one opens up. I have so many sentiments and greetings to choose from. So if you don't like this saying or this sentiment, we can do a different one. And then the last card is this fun fold. And it sits up like this for you to display. But very fun, very cute. This uses 4 different patterns on this pack of paper. So I really wanted to show off this paper and do it for a class. So again, if you're local and you would like to attend, it's $15 for the class. You can make the 3 cards, be out the door, or if you want to purchase some Stampin' Up! Product, as long as you turn in an order with me as your demonstrator and spend $15, you get the class for free. So again, I do have a couple openings left, so if you're interested, please let me know by June 30th. Okay, are we ready to get to crafting? Let me move some stuff out of my way before I have an avalanche. Oh, the aftermath of a Facebook Live. I should say the craftermath. Okay, so this paper, I'm going to move this card real quick to the side. This again is called Velvet Meadow. You get 2 pieces of each piece, and there are 6 different designs. So you're going to have a total of 12 pieces of paper, 2 of each or 1 of each, however you want to look at that, because they are double-sided. The colors in this paper are Basic Beige, Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Cloud Cover, Daffodil Delight, and Peaceful Pine. So here is the front of one, and the back has this really pretty basic beige tone-on-tone floral. I don't know if the camera is picking that up or not. Hopefully it is. Here is the front of the second page. And I will have to say this, the reason why it's called Velvet Meadow is because there is some velvet or flocking is what we used to call it, pieces on this paper. So on this one right here, it's these little white pieces. On this one, it's these little white flowers. The back side of this, again, kind of a tone on tone. This is a pool party. Nope, it's cloud cover. Kind of like a lined, distressed look. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hopefully the video is picking that up. This one is page 3, and again, all these little white, not the daisies or the cone flowers, but all these little white, I can't remember what these are called, but that is your velvet paper. So this paper does have some texture to it. It's really nice and soft. This looks like that last piece. Again, basic beige, just kind of a line distressed look. Here is page 4. And again, it's these little white flowers right here. I don't know if you guys can see that velvet on there or not, but it is so cool. So these little white flowers right here. The back on this one, again, cloud cover, and this has more of like a little basket weave or a little square print, tone on tone. This one is our 5th pattern, and all the white on here is velvet. Again, I'll kind of try to show you maybe a side view. I don't know if you can really see the dimension on that or not, but those white pieces are velvet and they are raised. It's very nice, soft, pretty. And then the back of this is some cloud cover on top of some beige, basic beige. And then the last piece is some bubble bath with some berry burst little flowers. And again, the velvet for the white pieces right here, which is kind of like the foliage of the flowers. So pretty. And then the back of it is again a cloud cover, tone on tone with a floral print, kind of like that first one that we saw. So those are the papers that we're using for this triple point card. This is a very easy card to make once you understand kind of what you're doing. It's kind of repetitive, so I'm going to apologize for that now. It's a little bit time consuming because of the repetitiveness, but it comes together really easy. So I'm going to grab all my pieces. I have them all pre-cut, trying to make things a little bit easier. We are going to be using the Stylish Shapes dies. So the second from the largest I've cut out in the Peaceful Pine, which is one of our new in colors. And then the third to biggest is the Basic White. Those are both just going to be for our sentiment. And you can use any stamp set that you have. I wasn't really sure what kind of card I wanted to make, and I think the reason why people love floral cards is you can use them for so many different occasions. You can use them for birthday, you can use them for sympathy, you can use them for thank you cards. So whatever sentiment you have is going to work. Now, here is a current stamp set called Scalloped Blooms, and it has a happy birthday, it has a thank you, it has have a good day, you're a blessing to me. So a lot of different sentiments. There's another current one called Greenery Lane, here for you, love and hugs, again another thank you. You could do the wishing as one word and then the you well underneath that to fit in the circle, because that one's a little bit too big for the circle. I pulled out my good old trusty layering leaves. This of course did retire last year. I love this stamp set. But it's got the so happy to celebrate you, best wishes, sending hugs, thinking of you, hello, thank you. So lots of great sentiments, and I love the font and the writing on this. So that's the one I've chosen to use, but again, you can use whatever you want. I'm also pulling out the new embellishment called Dreamy Flowers. This was part of this bundle, or this suite, but it has the white flowers, it has bubble bath, it has berry burst, and so they all coordinate really well with this paper. And I'm actually going to flip-flop this card around. I'm going to use the more green patterned paper on the bottom, and then use the berry burst floral one on the top, and we can choose which one we like. When I got this card done a couple of days ago, I felt like if I would have used the darker color on bottom, it would have grounded it more. Not that this card is not pretty, that's not what I'm saying, because I think this card is gorgeous. But I do want to flip it around, do the opposite, and then we can look and see which one we like better. So, okay. There are lots of pieces, and you'll see why. We are going to start out with a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So I have cut this on the portrait side. I've cut it long ways, so this measures 4 1/4 by 11. So normally you would have a card that opens up like this instead of like this. Hopefully that makes sense. So again, half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. We are going to score this at 5.5. So I'm going to get my trimmer in here. I'm going to pull this over, and I'm going to score, not cut. So I'm going to use my gray, my lighter blade, and we're going to score that. Now don't put away your trimmer. Your trimmer is going to be your friend. There is a lot of cutting in this. I'm going to fold that over, and I'm going to burnish that with a bone folder. You can use your trimmer for some measuring that we're going to do, but I am actually going to use a ruler. So on this one, we're going to be doing a lot of this, so get ready. We're going to take this, again, this was 4 1/4. We're going to cut it in half, basically. We're not cutting it, but we're going to mark it in half. So half would be 2 1/8, which is going to be right here. And actually, I'm trying to think what would be faster. Let's go ahead. Nope, I want to do it this way. Okay, so once you've measured it and you've gotten your half point, what you're going to do is in your trimmer, you're going to put that little mark in the little trowel line, your little groove, and you're going to put the top of this card in your little track, in your little groove. So we are going to be cutting from the half point down here to the corner of our paper. Going to cut it right off. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to put that point down there in that track, and this corner up here in this track, and cut. And this is why, oh, it didn't cut all the way. Let me grab my little paper snip. Sorry, I'm reaching across the camera. This is why it's called the triple point card, because you're going to do this over and over and over. Okay. So this is our top piece. Do you see? Okay. We're going to put that to the side. We're going to put these to the side. And we're going to do this same thing over and over and over. So again, I'm sorry that it's repetitive, but it does make a beautiful card and it is worth it. Okay. So this piece is just our normal inside piece, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to put that to the side real quick. We don't need it yet. And then we're going to take another piece of basic white. This one is again marked 4 by 5 1/4. So there are 2 of these pieces. One's for the inside and one is for some layering that we have on this piece and on these pieces. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this and we are going to it's 4. So our center is going to be 2. So we're going to mark this at 2. Bring back in our trimmer. We're going to line up that middle piece and our track and the corner of our piece and the track up there. Swing it around, put this point down here in this track, and put that corner up there in that track. And I will be honest with you, I don't ever like coming from a corner from a point. So if you start in the middle and then you go both ways out, it works so much nicer. If you come in on a point, you have the chance of crumbling that paper. So you've been advised. We're going to reach for this piece, and then this is 3 3/4 by 5. And again, we're going to pull in our ruler. And I'm trying to figure out which direction of this paper I like better, and it really goes this way. So I need more table space. Half of this is 1 7/8. So if you mark it, you guys are going to get so tired of me saying, mark it in half, cut it from the bottom, where your little spot is, up to the corner. But that is all this card is. So, like I said, it's repetitive. It's very easy to do. It's just a lot of the same. So again, we're cutting everything in 3s and we're getting our 3 points, our triple points. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our other pieces. This is really all that we need for this piece right here. And then this right here is going to be for these 2 triangle pieces right here that are on top in the different color. Remember, I'm doing the opposite on this card. So again, we've got our berry burst, 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to, I think what I'll do, since you kind of know the routine, I'm just going to mark all of these in half before I cut, so that I'm not pulling my trimmer in and out, in and out, in and out. So then we've got the basic white, 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to mark it in half at 1 7/8. And then we've got our last piece, which is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And we're going to mark this at 1 3/4. So that should be all of our marking in halves. So now let's just cut these 3 pieces. And again, we kind of want to keep them separate so that we don't get them confused with our other ones that we've already cut. But we're going to put our little mark down here in the track, the groove, and we're going to put our other corner up there. You do have to be pretty precise on your measurements and your cutting, which is why I'm using a ruler instead of my trimmer. The first card I made, I used my trimmer for measuring, and I don't think I got it exact enough, and I really kind of had to play around with it, and hopefully I won't have to do that so much in this video, but I might. We'll see. Just to make sure that the pieces lay correctly and exactly the way you want. But that's all this card is it's just cutting from your center mark up to the corners. And again, when you're cutting from the center of a paper, you're fine. I'm off camera, sorry. But again, our little center line with our corner. So when you're cutting this way up, you're fine because you're starting in the middle of your cardstock and you're going up to the point. But when you're coming from the point down here, don't come in like this. Start in your middle and go out towards your edges. Okay, I believe that is all the cutting. And let's go ahead, and like I said, I'm going to put all of those in one pile. I'm going to put those to the right. I'm going to bring these in because these are the pieces that we need. A silicone mat does help. And I will have to say, this is completely up to you. I am not a green capped Tombow mono adhesive glue lover. I get really sticky every time I use this glue. It's not my favorite, but you really do want your points to come down and lay flat. So this is a good glue to get down on those points, because if you use any type of tape runner adhesive, it's hard to get down on those edges. So I'm gonna try to get down on the edges, and then I may have to come back in with that glue. We'll see. But we're going to just take one of our triangles, and I'm gonna, this is why I want my silicone mat, I'm going to try to get that adhesive as close to the edges and come all the way down to that point as much as I can. And we don't want to mess up our points. We want to make sure that our points stay nice and pointy. So keep that in mind when you're putting your card together. So we're going to take this and we're going to layer it on top of this, and that's all this card is just layering one piece on top of another. So we've got this piece on here. And now we're going to flip this over. And do the same thing. And again, I'm going to try to come all the way down to that point. And I do have overhang, so I'm just going to try to roll that back on itself. Any adhesive that's sticking out. And I'm going to layer this one on top of this one. And I can already tell I'm probably going to have to do some cutting because I don't have a whole lot of peaceful pine showing off on this, which means I'm probably going to have a lot more peaceful pine on my other triangle, but we'll make it work. It's going to be pretty, I promise. So again, we're going to come in, take this piece, let me start this way. Come all the way down to that point. And once I'm putting my card together, if I don't get enough adhesive down here on the points, then I can come back in with my liquid green cap Tombow glue and use it. Got some adhesive hanging off that point and I don't want it, so again, try not to bend those points. We're going to take our Whisper White piece and see what I was saying. This one didn't have a whole lot of green, but there was quite a bit of white. Well, this one apparently is going to be bigger and it's not going to show off a lot of white, but it probably will show off a lot of green. And that's just kind of part of it. And again, it's a handmade card. If that bothered you, you could come in here and trim a little bit more off of this pretty pattern paper. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to look beautiful either way. See how I've got more green on this one? But that's just what happens when you're that measurement in the center, if you get off at all. Because when you're cutting both of these triangles at once, if you make one too large, the other's going to be too small because you're using both sides of it. Hopefully that made sense. I think it did. Again, just rolling that adhesive back on top of itself. And layering it. That's all we're doing. We're layering all these pieces on top of one another and keeping all of these points as sharp as we can. Okay, so here are the two side pieces that came off of this triangle. And again, I want to make sure that I'm keeping my paper turned the same way, that all of these match up. When you're using a piece like this, it's not such a big idea, but when you're using a bigger pattern, like see how those flowers match up? We want them to match up on the front of our card. So I'm going to put both of these to the side, and I'm going to work on this big piece. It's kind of funny because I don't have anybody on here chatting with me because I never go live on a Thursday. Even though I announced it, I know people have forgotten. Okay, so I'm going to bring, I almost messed up. I'm going to bring this white piece in. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to kind of put an equal size border all the way. Surprised they didn't call this like a pennant card, because that's kind of what this reminds me of, are pennants. you know, like from the, like where you would get your pennant from your high school or your college, put on your wall. Okay. Now we're gonna bring this one in. And I'm actually gonna unfold it this way so that I can kind of tell if I've got the same amount of green on both sides. I want to try to be pretty even. Okay, so now we're going to bring in this inside layer that we kind of put to the side. Again, it's just your normal 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to bring back in these 2 triangle pieces. And these triangle pieces are going to come like this and lay, they're going to match up on, so this corner is going to match up and line up with this corner right here. Let me move this mat. You might be able to see a little bit better since it'll be white on green on white. But that's gonna go there. This is gonna go here. And then this is gonna come down. And we might have to play with this a little bit to make it look like it needs to, in case something's a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. We may have to come in here and do some trimming, but we can do that. And that is why I will have to say I like using the Snell instead of the green capped glue. This is easy to peel back up if I don't get this just right. Once you've used this and you've put it down, it's really hard to pick back up. And I really think you kind of need some movement on this card, because you might have to lay down and pick up a couple of different times. I know I did with this one. So we'll see. We'll see if this all lines up. It might, it may not. You would just have to be dead on all of your measurements and all of your cuts every time. And I'm not sure that that can really, I don't even know if a perfectionist would be able to do that, to be honest. Okay. So what I mean by this, once you get this down and you close this, sometimes this piece may be a little bit bigger than this piece, but it actually looks pretty good. So you see the pattern paper, the white, the green, and then you see the white and the pattern paper. Same way with this one. Pattern paper, white, green, and then you've got your white and your green. So really, this one lined up pretty good. The only thing that would maybe drive me crazy is that this piece of white right here peeks out a little bit more than this piece of white right here, and this green comes out a little bit more than this green. But I don't think people are really going to pay that much attention, so I'm okay with this. To me, this is good enough. Again, it's a handmade card, and I think people are just gonna love it when they first see it and not think anything else about it. Okay, I'm gonna bring back in these pieces. Now, these 3 pieces we're not going to use. All we need are these 2 side triangles, because that's what's gonna make our triangles right here. Whoops. So let's put these on. Bring back in my silicone mat. And like I said, it is so repetitive, which is time consuming because it's a lot of pieces, but I think it's worth it. You'll have to tell me what your thoughts are. Is it worth it to you? What do you think? So this is going to go on our white piece, and I need to grab my eraser. I can see a little bit of a pencil mark on this, so I'm going to take that off. I didn't see, yeah I do, a little bitty pencil mark on this white piece right here on this center. That's really all I see on that. Okay. And then we're going to take this, we're going to flip it over. And put this on our berry burst. And it is this one right here. I'm going to, even though I changed my paper cutter, my blade, I'm still getting some little jagged pieces hanging off. I don't know why. I may have done too much paper cutting since I've changed it. Okay, so again, we're just going to layer on top and get our triple points. Okay, last piece that we have to do this to. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know we're doing the same thing over and over, but I thought, because I have never seen this type of card before, so when I saw it on Patty Dolan's page, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, I thought, I have to share this, because it was just something fun and different. It's not your normal average card. And again, we're going to flip this one over. And like I said, this card may have been around for a long time, and it never caught my eye until she used it with the paper that she used. Now she made two different cards. One was the beautiful ordinary life paper, and one was the moonlight moonlit flora. I can't remember what the name of it is. Something like that. And those papers it really grabbed my eye. So try to get that on there as straight as possible. Try to keep those points all straight. And then, believe it or not, you would think that it would be like this, but it's not. So the triangles that you would lay on this side of the card are still going to stay on this side of the card. What you're going to do is rotate this, and you're going to keep it in between these edges. So I'm using the edge of the DSP, so the pattern paper, and I'm keeping my corners inside that, which makes this point up here go up into this green. If you're careful enough, you can hold this, flip it over, make a little pencil mark there, and then you can come back in and you know where you can put your adhesive. You just don't want to get any of your adhesive past that pencil mark. So again, we're going to come in here, we're going to line this up in between our DSP edges. I'm going to pull it up a little bit. and then lay it down. And then you can flip this over, and if you got any adhesive or you didn't get it right back up to where you needed it to be, you can just rub off that adhesive and erase those pencil lines. And again, that's why I love a tape runner instead of the green capped glue. So again, we're going to come in with this one. We're going to do the exact same thing. Let me come in here. We're going to pull it up, make these crisscross, stay in between the lines of our DSP paper. To me, that is eye-pleasing. And you'll see on this one, this area right here is a little bit bigger than this one. So if you wanted to rotate it a little bit more, you could. It's whatever floats your boat. Again, we're going to hold on to this, raise this up. Oh man, I moved it. Let's try that again. Okay, let me put that back over there. Get it exactly the way you want it. And I keep moving it. I don't know why. Get your angle just like you want it. Okay, I'm gonna try to open it from this side. Maybe I can, yeah, I can hang on to it better that side for some reason. Mark our little angle. Come back in here. And again, I'm just bringing my silicone mat in so that I can try to get that adhesive all the way down to that point. Now we're gonna come back in here. Try to lay this down like we had it. We may not get it exact. I'm also paying attention to how much room I have over here versus how much room I have over here. I kind of want these little triangles down here to be pretty accurate. And I will have to say that one did not come up high enough, I don't think. So let's retry that. Staying in the lines of that DSP. There we go. That comes up a little bit higher. Okay, now I can push it down, flip this back over. I'm good. There's no adhesive. There's no pencil lines showing through. And then all that there is left, guys, is taking your circle and putting these together. And so on this one, again, since I went with the Peaceful Pine on the bottom, I'm going to use Peaceful Pine for my sentiment. And I pulled this out of the layering leaves. Are you guys loving our new ink pads? Let me know. I'm on the fence about them. This takes up more real estate, whereas our old pads slide into one another so that you don't have this. Now I know I could fold this back because they're magnetic. I could sit it like this, but it seems like when I go to close it, I just get ink everywhere. So, oh, I don't know. Am I ever happy? Who knows? I really like our foam pads. These are a felt or a linen pad, so I don't want pop dots for that. All I want is my regular adhesive for this. The linen pads, you can like put your stamp in and push it down and rotate it and move it. The foam pads, you just have to keep like stamp, 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 you know, and then go stamp. You can't really do this whole number and get it in there. So I am going to put this circle on top of this circle. Again, these are the Stylish Shape dies. Sorry, I was trying to bring it closer to me so that I could see it better. That's pretty close, I think. And then I'm going to take my dimensionals. You don't want to put them on the outside. You want to keep them more towards the inside. You'll see why here in a second. Because when you go to put this on top of here, you don't want any adhesive hanging over, which would be hard to do, but you could do it. You don't want any dimensional hanging over to where it would be grabbing this part of the paper, because when you close it, you don't want it to stick down. So keep those dimensionals closer to the inside than the outside. It is 7:01. I am right at an hour because I think I actually started a couple of minutes late. So, and then I like to tuck the middle, the sides, into the middle of this right here. To me, I feel like it's a little bit more eye-pleasing. I'm going to hold my card up this way just so that I can get a better look. But that is our card. Don't you love it? Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you like the pink with the piece? Do you like the berry burst with the peaceful pine, which is the green on top? Or do you like the green on the bottom and the pink on the top? I really think that the green grounds it. It's more of a darker color, whereas the pink makes it pop because it's more of a bolder color on top. But I don't think you could go wrong either way. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on such a weird day to do a live. I usually do them on the weekends, and again, my son's coming in from Fort Hood for the military, so he's going to be with us for a couple weeks, and I am just going to enjoy some good old family time. Trying not to cry because I'm so excited that he's coming to visit. But you guys have a fabulous weekend, a happy 4th of July, because I will not be back until that following weekend, which is July 11th and 12th. So I'm not going to be gone for 2 weeks. I'm here. I'm at home. I'll be checking emails. I'll be checking private messages. If you need me, I'm still here. Let me know. But I won't be in the craft room. I need my baby. He is my youngest. So Mama needs her baby, and I'm going to spend some quality time with him, and I will just see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take care, and oh, you guys, are you yelling at me yet? Look what I forgot. Okay, I used the light pink, the bubble bath on this one. I'm going to use the berry burst on this one. I cannot believe I forgot our beautiful blingy embellishments. All I did was use a big one and a small one down here, and then a small one right there. How in the world did I miss that? They were right there in front of my eyeballs. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the card. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care. We'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.